First Southern Bank, Local Boys Construction, and Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
When it comes to growing a family business, we understand the business of growing. At First Southern Bank, we've been meeting the needs of South Georgia farmers for over 100 years with competitive ag loan rates, including equipment loans, farmland loans, and lines of credit. First Southern Bank has all the banking tools you need to help keep your growing business growing. First Southern Bank, investing in you since 1907. For loan rates and more, visit FirstSouthernGA.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Peace of mind, that's what you'll have when you have remodeling and construction work done by Local Boys Construction. They take pride in their quality craftsmanship, using only top-of-the-line materials, porches, concrete patios, decks, walks and driveways, kitchen and bath remodel, hardwood and tile flooring. Local Boys Construction does it all, including custom-built metal storage buildings. Free estimates up to 50 miles from Jessup. Call Tony at 912-402-8216. 912-402-8216. Check out their Facebook page. For guaranteed results, use Local Boys Construction, your one-stop shop for all your residential and commercial needs.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings restaurant in Jessup is now open for business, practicing social distancing, but still serving that great food that Damon's is famous for. Come inside or come through the drive-thru, but Damon's is open inside and welcomes back its customers. The menu's the same, the service is fast, and the food is fantastic, and the sauces remain the same, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. The number is the same, 588-WING, 588-9464. Damon's Restaurant on West Cherry Street in Jessup. Dining room now open for business. Come on in and enjoy a great meal today.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. 2 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning, the 8th day of December. We're supposed to have a guest today, but they decide not to show up. All right, but Bob and I will try to do our best here to fill the time. Well, Bob, you have morning this morning. Your Pittsburgh Steelers bit the dust last night to Washington.
Yeah.
Washington.
It's hard to go undefeated.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses. They played 3 games in 12 days, so the schedule.
That's a lot of games.
Plus the injury bugs just biting them. They lost Devin Bush earlier in the year, which is a great linebacker. They lost Bud Dupree last week. They had another person at Bud Dupree's place get hurt. Hayden went out with a concussion. They lost another player. They lost 3 players one day. The injury bug's just hitting them hard. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Plus the COVID hurt them. Like I said, their kicker's not there, so they couldn't kick a field goal. They had a chance to take the lead with a 42-yard field goal, but Coach Tomlin said it wasn't fair to the walk-on kicker or the guy from the practice squad. So he went for it on 4th down, and play was open, but the receiver dropped the ball. So it's hard to go undefeated, but as they're getting the playoffs, it's just what happens in the playoffs. They have to stay healthy. Ben Roethlisberger has, he's a sitting duck back there. He takes one hit, he could be out. He's up there in age. His father time's catching up with him, so as long as he stays healthy, they got a chance. But like I said, they got to get to the playoffs. They're still the number 1 seed right now, tied with Kansas City with the 1 loss. But I don't know if anybody can beat Kansas City. I said that from day one. Patrick Mahomes is just special. And that quarterback's just fun to watch. He does things that are just.
You think he'd done as well if he had been on another team? He didn't have the coach Andy Reid there with his. I don't
know if he'd be on. He's just got so many talented weapons around him. They just got so much talent. Tyreek Hill out of Douglas, kid's a monster. So much speed, and he's hard to stop. So they got Kelsey, the tight end. They got Miko Hardman from Georgia. They got Sammy Watkins. They got weapons everywhere. So they can score 40, 50 points anytime they want to. So maybe Pittsburgh can beat them, but Pittsburgh, the kicker's out with COVID, so. There's 3 key players, plus the injuries are starting to mount up. So we'll see how it all plays out, but I still have faith they'll do well come playoff time.
So they get a whole week's rest now before they play again?
No, they play Sunday night. They're playing Buffalo in a marquee game Sunday night.
Okay, Buffalo did well.
They're 9-3, so
they beat San Francisco last night. Just whooped up on San Fran.
Beat them pretty easily. So,
jeez.
Good game tonight, Cowboys and the Ravens. So that'll be fun to see because the Ravens are still dealing with all their COVID issues. I'm not sure, but I think their quarterback Lamar Jackson's supposed to play, so that'll help them. So, but the Cowboys are in that division where nobody's got a winning record. So if they win, they're in the playoff hunt. If they lose, they'll be hurt. So it should be a good game tonight. Like I said, had 2 games on Monday, game tonight, got a game Thursday, and then games on Sunday. Busy week for the NFL.
All this COVID's pushing to what NFL likes. Keeping the news almost every single day, all year long. That's their goal, is try to be in some sort of news headline every single day.
The good news is they're playing. That's the good news.
Yep, that is the good news, that they are playing. And Georgia didn't play this past Saturday, did they?
No, and they were upset because that was senior day. So they're hoping Vanderbilt will reschedule, because if Vanderbilt doesn't reschedule, they don't have a senior day. So they're upset about that. But it looks like Georgia's projected to go to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, going to take on Cincinnati, undefeated Cincinnati at the moment. So that's where Dog fans will be headed for the holidays if they let you get in.
That was the last game of the season then.
They play Missouri.
They play Missouri. Is that a makeup? Okay.
They play Missouri this Saturday at Missouri.
There was a November 14th game that got canceled, and they're going to play this Saturday.
They're going to hope that Vanderbilt reschedules the following week, but Vanderbilt, they didn't have enough players. They said they say that's what it is, but the word is everybody quit because they fired their coach, and they got mad because the female kicker gave a speech and told everybody they weren't any good, so they said heck with it.
Well, don't they know once they got a woman in there, they're going to tell them what to do? Just kidding, ladies.
That's the inside.
Just kidding, ladies.
Inside story. This player's like, look. They said she made about a 10-minute halftime speech.
Oh, boy.
Told them they weren't giving 110%. They weren't cheering on first downs. They weren't doing this. They weren't doing that.
Isn't she a top soccer player for Vanderbilt? She knows competitive sports. It's not like she just walked in there not knowing how to play competitive sports.
She just came off a SEC championship soccer team. They just won the championship. I saw the feature they did on her Saturday morning on game day, so it's a good story. But
that's what you expect when you get the ladies there in the locker room, man.
Apparently, a lot of those players didn't take.
Where are you? You just walk on right now, and you're going to tell us what to do, woman?
They're like, who is this? What is this? They're just tuning out. So.
And she said, hey, I just won an SEC championship game. I know about how to play competitive sports and win. You got to have that spirit on the sidelines. Got to have that want to.
I know it's a great story, but come on, how did she get SEC Player of the Week?
Doing what?
One kick.
One kick?
Yeah.
How did she get SEC Player of the Week with one kick?
That's what I'm asking.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but she got it. So,
what was it? A 60-yard kick?
No, she dribbled it. It wasn't even a good kick.
And how did she get SEC Player then? I don't.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking the SEC
how did it happen? Did she deserve
just
it?
Give participation trophies. That's what we're
just give out participation
trophies. Don't want anybody's feelings.
Competition anymore. You can't hurt anybody's feelings. Everybody's got to be PC. No winners, no losers. Just everybody go out there and sing Kumbaya and be happy. All right. Well, what's going on? Well, you had the county council meeting last night, and a 3-2 vote on the budget, about a $24 million budget. What was Kevin and Ralph's objection to the budget?
I'd have to get them in here to explain.
You'd have to get them in here, huh?
I mean, I was watching the Steeler game on my phone. No one's really paying much attention. It was right during the second half.
I'm being honest this morning.
I was there.
You were there physically and mentally.
I was listening. So.
So you don't know the real. You got a 3-2 vote on the new budget for next year, $24 million proposed by the county administrator. And what were the main reasons why Ralph and Kevin said, "Nah, we need to."
I thought everybody's on the same page. I said I went to some of the budget sessions last week. All the department heads were there. Ralph commended the administrator for having the department officials there. So,
come on, Ralph, tell us why.
Apparently, something about the amended budget
Something about an amended budget?
It's not being amended. He wants it to be amended, something up with transparency. The gist I got was he thinks there's more money being generated than's being shown on the... But I don't know. Like I said, it'd be best to get them in here. That's why I ran part of it.
Yeah, you ran part of it. But couldn't quite understand everything he was saying there. So we'll be getting to Ralph and Kevin here to find out what their objections were.
I really don't know what the
you don't know the real reason, huh? But something to do with some amended budget, something they don't agree with.
The way 2020 went with the 3-2 votes, I mean, I just knew it was going to be a 3-2 vote before I got there. I'm convinced that the administrator says it's sunshine, they're going to say it's raining. So, I mean, that's just it's 3-2 everywhere you look. So,
all right.
But it'd be best to get them in here, let them explain it.
Okay. All right, so the budget next year, $24 million. And
nice that they're only borrowed. They got a line item credit at TANS. It's down from $6 million to $4 million. So James Thomas said, lights, they're making improvements. They're going to have a retreat in March, April, and a lot of projects going on. So,
okay, well, it's passed, and so $24 million budget for next year for fiscal year for Wayne County.
But I'm sure we can get Ralph and Kevin in here to explain.
Yeah, Ralph and Kevin, we'd love to have y'all on to say, what
I thought we had to
what your objections were.
I was going to get one of them to come today, but I saw we had to guess.
Well, you could still got one of them to come, because that one would only been about 10 minutes.
That's definitely a 30-minute show.
It's a 30-minute show. We get Ralph or Kevin in here. But, line them up, Bob. Line them up. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. All right. Somebody wants to know what's your opinion of the new South Carolina head football coach, the young guy there?
Well, he used to be at Georgia. I mean, he's got.
He used to be at South Carolina too.
Good pedigree.
He's been all over the place.
Like I said, it's hard to find. It's hard to recruit at South Carolina.
He hadn't even been a coordinator.
They're not winning in the SEC. They're in the state where Clemson dominates college football. I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
The question is, how patient will they be with Shane Beamer? Muschamp had a couple good years. They were excited, and he starts losing, and it's what have you done for me lately? So, I mean, he's worked his way up. He deserves a shot. So, wish him well. Like I said, his dad
plays Georgia.
Loved his dad. Frank Beamer was a great coach at Virginia Tech. So, like I said, people speak highly of him. So. The bigger question is, where's Muschamp going to go? That's the question I keep asking. I still think he might be winding up at Georgia next year for the defense coordinator job. So that's what I'm hoping.
Well, what about a defensive coordinator now? What would happen to him?
He's only been there. Just chip him out.
Just kick him out? Just get him out of there?
And they did fire the Jet defense coordinator yesterday. After I said they must have listened to my morning show yesterday, I said they should fire everybody. They did fire the defense coordinator for that stupid play.
Jets.
Yeah, for the Jets. I mean,
the Jets had a stupid defensive play?
They're up by 5 with 12 seconds to go.
Right.
And the team they're playing is at their own 30-yard line.
Right.
It's called a prevent defense.
Prevent defense. Keep them in front of you.
The only thing that can beat you is a touchdown.
Right. Keep them in front of you.
No, they play all-out blitz and let the fastest guy in the world, Ruggs, go right by the guy, and the car says, "Thank you very much." 50-yard long, touchdown. Stupidest play. I mean,
stupid is as stupid does.
They're trying to. They have a survey. You can go on there.
Survey says,
what's the dumbest play this year in the NFL? That one, or the Falcons not able to recover the onside kick? Right now it's 50-50.
50-50.
But I still say the Jets.
The Jets. Yeah, that was a stupid Falcons play, but still, that was a little different for the Falcons. Where in this situation, all you got to do is play prevent, keep them in front of you. If they catch it, to make the tackle.
Where's the and the play before that, they should have learned from the play before when they threw it deep and he just overthrew the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the prevent defense?
You put 8 back, you rush 3, and you keep them in front of you. I mean, that's common knowledge.
Common sense. Anybody knows anything about football, the only thing that can beat you is a touchdown. You don't let them get. come on.
Yeah, you keep 8 back. You rushed 3. You're 3 best.
That coach
and you keep them in front of you.
That guy's.
I've said it before, Bob. Some coaches just outcoach themselves.
He was. I think Dan Patrick said he won't ever get a job in the NFL again. I think he's done. So, like I said, he was for that Biney Gate with New Orleans and all that.
Okay.
He's not very good. I'm glad they fired him.
Yeah, maybe he had money on the game, Bob.
They should have fired. They should have fired more than him, though. There should have been a lot of firing. There should have been handing out.
Been a whole bunch of firing going on there.
Exactly. The head coach should have been fired. I mean, come on, what are we doing? And that would have got the Jaguars the number 1 pick. They don't have to win one game. They had the game won.
Well,
I was jumping up and down. I said, "Oh, the Jaguars are going to get Trevor Lawrence. Here we go."
We'll go with what? If we don't get Trevor, we get the Ohio State.
No, I don't know who they're going to get. I don't know if they're that high on Justin Fields. I know they want Trevor.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
I mean, the bumper sticker says tanking for Trevor. It doesn't say tanking for Fields. That doesn't even match. So
tanking for Trevor.
They could say
they are doing their best.
They could say tanking for Trask. Kyle Trask is a pretty good quarterback for Florida. I'm not sure if he's coming out, though. He's just a junior. So.
Yeah, okay.
But
Jets could have won that game, and we could have been.
They had the game won. They blew it. That's why I said yesterday they should fire somebody, and they did.
They fired the defensive coach.
Appreciate y'all listening. Thank you.
We got listeners all over the world.
Fire more people. Hand out pink slips. You dumb Jets. You should have won that game. You could have helped the Jaguars.
Okay.
But that was frustrating to watch Sunday. I was like, what are they doing? I mean,
like I say, sometimes you just sit there and the coaches, think, all right, I'll call this play. And it's just, you just outcoach themselves. They get too smart for their own britches. You see it time after time after time again.
He was just stupid and got fired for it. Thank you. Here's your sign. You're fired. Dumb.
Okay. Anything else happened at the county meeting last night that we?
Well, they mentioned the loss of Billy Clinton, and they're naming the overpass after Billy, but they have to get it passed to the legislature. They said Stephen Meeks is in charge of that. As soon as they get the approval up there, which will be no problem, then they'll have a ceremony and all that. So I'm sure people will be looking forward to that.
Right. The overpass over Highway 169 there. Yeah.
And apparently there was a death for somebody in the family of somebody in the sheriff's department. They're having that funeral today. So they were just talking about the loss that, in the year 2020, it's been a tough year for a lot of people. So.
Yeah.
And as I said, they're talking about the retreat. I'm trying to think what else happened to me. That's about it. I'm still trying to figure out they keep tabling these appointments. Apparently, the Development Authority and the Industrial Development Authority are two different boards.
But two different boards. They do the same thing.
They're mainly the same people, but some have 4-year terms and some have 6-year terms. And they're trying
I didn't know there was two.
Trying to mesh it all together. But
I knew the IDA, but what's the other one?
It's the Development Authority. There's
Development Authority and Industrial Development Authority.
I didn't realize there was two different boards.
Neither did I.
There are. So Andy Beaver says they got to go to the legislature to get it all resolved, so there's no easy answer. So they keep tabling those appointments. But so maybe one of the commissioners going to come explain that.
Well, you need Ralph and Kevin on here, and they can explain why they voted against the budget, and they can explain that. Ralph, Kevin, let us know. We want to be on there with you, so we can inform our listeners.
But that was pretty much all that happened at the meeting.
Okay. Well, it was a very good Butch and Bob show we had yesterday with State Representative Stephen Meeks and Bill Werkheiser giving their opinions on what's going on there with Atlanta, with the voting process and what's all going on and everything. We've had quite a few hits on our Butch and Bob show from yesterday on our website, because the Butch and Bob shows are archived and put on bigdogcountry.com, bigdogcountry.com, and just click on B&B show and there it is. Or you just go to YouTube and there it is. So.
Got the notice from somebody yesterday. There was an event set for Kelly Loeffler and Jessup on the 16th, but that's been canceled, so she's not going to make it that day.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it was sad
nice to have her back here in this area.
But I said we've been in touch with her people. We're going to line her up on the show. So
okay.
Since we get that lined up, I'll let people know.
Yeah, we're trying to get all 4 Senate candidates on the Butch and Bob show, and we're working on it. Try to get them on before the official election day.
Good luck in Purdue. I hadn't seen him in Wayne County since he got in there, so never heard from him. So.
Doesn't he have a place in Sea Island? Doesn't he live down that way?
I don't think he knows where Wayne County is. Personally,
I think he passes through here, but I'm not sure if he does or he goes up the interstate. You don't ever see Purdue. Oh, boy. It's amazing we see some of these other folks all the time. We just never really see him.
Advanced voting gets underway Monday.
Monday's advanced voting, 3 weeks in advance?
3 weeks of early voting starts Monday.
Okay.
Again, do want to get those dates because they're going to be closed the 24th and 25th. So just want to give those dates again so people...
So that's that Thursday, Friday, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. They'll be closed, you saying, Bob?
Right. They will not be open.
All right. So, but advanced voting beginning Monday. So you can vote early.
Let me find that press release. Get all the... Again, if you need to hear it.
Okay, we got David Perdue coming to town. David Perdue will be in Jessup at 10:45 on Friday at the Farmers Market.
Friday at the Farmers Market. Good to know.
Okay, David Perdue will be in Jessup. Well, it's good to have the senator here in town. David Perdue will be in Jessup at 10:45 Friday at the Farmers Market. We just got a text message in, and that's good to know.
If you have any questions about the early voting process, you can call the registrar's office at 427-5950. But the information is as follows. It begins at the courthouse on Monday, December 14th. It runs through Tuesday, December 22nd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then that Wednesday on the 23rd, it'll be open from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. It'll be closed that Thursday and Friday, December 24th and 25th for the Christmas holiday, and they'll reopen for advanced in-person voting on Monday, December 28th through December 31st from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the election is set for Tuesday, January the 5th. So 3 weeks of early voting, then Election Day, Tuesday, January 5th. So, again, if you have any questions, contact the registrar's office at 427-5950. Or early voting at the courthouse will be observing social distancing. Hand sanitizer will be at each voting booth. Poll workers will be sanitizing after each voter. All poll workers will be wearing masks. Voters are encouraged to wear a mask, but it's not mandatory. Masks and gloves will be available upon request. And handicapped and over 75 years of age voters should enter the courthouse via the handicap entrance, which is in the back of the courthouse, where they'll be given priority voting per federal law. So, again, they get priority, and so they move them right to the front of the line.
They do, right.
So keep all that information. But, again, if you have any information or have any questions, just call the registrar's office. They can answer all those questions at 427-5950.
Well, Bob, you know what we were doing at this time 15 years ago?
Yeah, afraid I do.
We were looking at a big pile of ash.
Yeah.
The radio station had burnt down on December 7th. Way back when, 15 years ago, in 2005, burnt right slap to the ground. And this next day, on the 8th, we were out here, and insurance guys were coming in. It was still smoldering, but a couple days after that, we were back on the air in my camper. And Jim Cote was able to find a small transmitter, and we hooked it up and broadcast. And then we moved into the 2 construction trailers and broadcast out of them for 6 months as the station was rebuilt. And then in June of 2006, we moved into this very nice facility here. But it was... what turned into a very sad day on December 7th, 2005 actually turned into a blessing, because we got this state-of-the-art facility, a building that was designed specifically to be a radio station, where the other one was an old house that we just added on to. And that was quite a morning, Bob. You went out the back door, and I went out the front door. Smoke was bellowing everywhere. It was the hottest fire the fire chief said he'd ever seen. Chief Brinkley at the time.
Went up quick, that's for sure.
Well, it was nothing but kindling. I mean, the outside was... the only thing that was left standing was the cinder block of the original old house that was here. You know, cinder block's hard to break down, but the rest of it was wood, and all the inside was paneling, which is just basically just flames like I don't know what. Plus, the ceiling fan was going, pulling that flame from the front part of the building to the back part of the building. And Georgia Power got out here as soon as they could to cut the power off. It's amazing the power was still on while it was burning like that. But it was a heck of a morning. And, you know, when you went out the back door and I went out the front door, we left the mic on. So it was, I heard, I don't know how many people have told me they listened to the crackling of the fire of the radio station burning down until Georgia Power cut the power off, you know. I just heard it burning. Yeah. They sent, I don't know how many trucks out here, and they kept running back to Wayne Terrace to get water to try to put it out. But we made it through it, even though we lost just about everything. We rebuilt and been here in this building now for Lord, for 14 and a half years now.
Time flies.
Time flies, Bob. Time flies. Just right on by. All right. What else is going on this week here in Jessup? Anything? It's good to hear. I'm glad that this listener texted into it. The fact that Senator David Perdue will be in Jessup at the Farmers Market this Friday at 10:45. So put it on your calendar. Put it in your smartphone. Senator David Perdue at the Jessup Farmer Market in Jessup at the Farmers Market this Friday at 10:45 a.m.
School board meeting today, 6. That's where I'll be.
Okay, school board meeting today. Anything that they're going to be talking about? Anything they talk about has got to be important.
I said, the last I saw, they did the basic budget for the track, but there's all these, add-ons.
Add-ons. Well, it's like when you build a house. You got the basic house, and then you say, "Oh, we need this, we need that, we need this," and you got all these add-ons.
Right. So I'm just curious to see what all they're going to add to the project. Okay. So they accepted the base bid for the projects, but
for the new track.
Tonight they're discussing the track surface. Mr. Todd Wiggins of Sports Turf.
I thought they'd already done
information.
Okay.
Also we had Athletic Director Ken Cribben here talking about the wrestling guidelines. They have that on the agenda as well. The hosting guidelines where everybody's required to wear a mask. Again, in case you don't know that, hadn't heard that, if you go to a basketball game this year, or a wrestling match this year, or anything indoors, you have to wear a mask the entire time. So just keep that in mind. They got the COVID-19 update again. They do that every meeting. And that's about it. Those are the highlights of the agenda. But that's it. Today at 6, we'll have a report for you tomorrow here on the local news. Also let you listen to more of the County Commission budget discussions. We'll hear from Kevin McCreary. So, again, there was a lengthy discussion before the vote. So,
okay.
But we'll try to get Kevin and Ralph in here.
It'd be good to have them in to explain what their reasonings were. Yeah. It says, congratulations to Martha Puckett Middle School boys basketball team defeating Pierce County yesterday, 35-20, to remain unbeaten. So congratulations to Martha Puckett Middle School boys basketball team. Good to hear the athletes out there doing good and still playing.
A special report that scored a website that we're supposed to get, and some do, some don't.
Some do. Yeah, we have a website set up for the coaches to put in the
Nicole
scores.
Landon has that all set up for those coaches to do it. So
nice and easy. Let's get the smartphones out and send the scores in, and Bob has them for the next morning.
If you don't hear the score on the sports, it's because it wasn't sent to that website.
There's so much going on. Bob can't be doing everything, so we've got a special site set up that the coaches can text in, or email or text in. I'm not sure which one it is. The scores, any other information, any stats or anybody they'd like to.
Ken Cribb and Nicole Landon set that up. All coaches know they're supposed to report those scores to that website. Like I said, we appreciate the ones that do, but some don't. So just telling our listeners, if you don't hear your score, it's because it wasn't posted on that website.
Yeah. Well, this person, we appreciate them texting this in. Somebody who's keeping up with the Martha, probably have a kid playing on the team, I imagine.
Big showdown Friday night over in Waycross. That'll be a fun game. Ware County and Cartersville. First time the two teams ever met. So
Ware County and Cartersville, Friday night football.
We'll still see all three of our region teams advance in this round as well.
Yeah, the Elite Eight. Is that right?
Yep. 8 teams left.
Wow, and 3 of them are from our region. Amazing. Yeah. Almost half. It should be half.
And it'll be 4 teams left next week, and 3 of the 4 will be from our region. And 2 of our teams will play for state championship.
Well, if you go by the rankings all season long, it should be that way, Bob.
It's a tough region.
Tough region. All right. Anything else on your mind this morning?
That's going to do it.
All right, Bob. Have a great day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank. Also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and Local Boys Construction.